You're listening to episode 122, Music and Meditations for Anxiety Reduction and Sleep. Hello, my friends. It is a Wednesday morning here in Austin, Texas. It is quite hot. We've had many 100-degree days and so on, and it's just been a bit crazy. But what is cool, wait till you see what I did, is that I talked with the creator of Cool Koala today. And Ryan Judd is a music therapist who I connected with over the pandemic. So I've had the opportunity to build so many cool relationships with different community members and specialists in their field. And Ryan is a music therapist. And not only has he just been such a supporter of child life, but he's brought so much richness to my life, just in terms of the music he's created and the person that he is. His background is music therapy, so he's spent time in the clinical setting, but right out the gate, he got right to his private practice. And some of his music is so beautiful, y'all, that I asked him if we could have it on the Child Life On Call app, which is so cool. So if you're on the app and you go into the playroom, we have these ballads that are just so relaxing. And I think it's the perfect thing for procedures, or if you're wanting to just relax. I use them in the car when I need to feel calm. But I'm even more excited because Ryan has a new project that is actually an Alexa skill and going to be an app. And it is specific meditations for kids. And his specialty is special needs, but it actually works for all kids for anxiety reduction and getting to sleep. And so we talk a little bit about that today, and I can't wait to get started. Before we jump into the episode, I wanted to let you guys know that if you are a parent, a child life specialist, or professional working with children, you're going to want the hospital or physician's office or urgent care that you take your kids to have the Child Life On Call app. It is an evidence-based tool designed to empower children and families during medical experiences. And 100% of the child life specialists who have used this app believe that it can help with expanding child life's reach beyond the bedside. And 100% of child life specialists believe it helps parents feel more empowered in their child's care. Learn how to get the Child Life On Call app for your facility or doctor's office by going to childlifeoncall.com/partners. I would love to start off just hearing about who you are, Ryan. What made you get into music? You as I mean, even as far back, because what you do is such intentional work, spreading your love of music, music therapy, kids and families who are in need. And I'd love to hear like kind of the frame that built you into this current existence that you've created for yourself.
Yeah, well, I always had a gift working with children. That was always my thing. That was my jam. I was as young as, when I was 10 years old, I was working with kids, and when I could do the summer camp thing and the babysitting thing and all of that, I did the Big Brother thing for community service. Anytime I got a chance to work with kids, that's what I did because it just came so natural to me.
Yeah.
And so I went into school for psychology and thought, okay, cool, I'll study child development, focus on that. And then I graduated and I was looking into graduate programs. And at that time, my interest in Eastern philosophy, Eastern arts was really budding, as well as my passion for becoming a musician. And so then I discovered music therapy, and I'm like, oh my God, this is perfect because it combines my love of working with kids with my interest in Eastern philosophy and Eastern arts and meditation specifically, and my love and passion for music and playing the guitar. So it was such an easy decision to make. And I went into that, and I was fortunate enough to do my internship at a pediatric rehabilitation unit, as well as a pediatric inpatient unit at a local hospital. And so that's where I just learned so much and found so many amazing mentors, you know, occupational therapists, speech therapists, physical therapists. It was really where I learned how to hone in my skills to address very specific goals.
Oh, wow. And so, how long did you work clinically then? Did you, right out of the gate, kind of start doing your own consulting, or were you clinical for a while?
Yeah, right as soon as I graduated, I started my private practice
Okay.
and started specializing in children with special needs. And that just grew and grew. And then I was enough to work with a couple kids who had complex medical conditions and even a couple kids with cancer. And so learned a little bit about that too. But overall, my specialty has been kids with special needs.
Okay, I see. And then you yourself, this is a podcast that a lot of parents listen to. You yourself are a parent too, right? You have two boys.
Yeah, two boys and 7 years old and 4.5. We just had that big like, oh my God, your 4.5-year-old birthday. So that was exciting. So yeah, 7, 4.5 old. My older boy has anxiety, generalized anxiety, and ADHD. So I've learned a lot and been inspired to create a lot and try to help others through what I have to offer after seeing the kind of struggles that he goes through and how that affects the family system.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, talk to us a little bit about that. So your journey of, and if you guys don't know this, Ryan's music is actually on the Child Life on Call app in the playroom section. So if you go listen, you can hear all of his amazing music. And you and I connected over COVID. And I've just loved not only the friendship that we've formed, but also learning a lot from you. And you just call me at all times. Like, I'm not kidding. When I'm in the car with my daughter Cameron, I turn on your music and it's just like we are chill. And so it is such a useful tool. And the fact that we can hear it on Spotify and oh, it's great. But you've also kind of gone towards this new, you and I are both kind of technology, we're not like techies, but we're very interested and we like to integrate it into what we're doing. So tell us a little bit about what you have created now that's accessible for families.
Yeah, the big new project is called Cool Koala. And it's a guided meditation app for kids to be used at bedtime. And it's gone through some different iterations over the past year. We've really figured out a lot. We learned a lot. And one of the things we learned was, wow, if we really want to get kids in a space where they're willing to listen to these guided meditations and follow along, the perfect time is bedtime. Where they're in bed, they're cozy, and they can really just calm their bodies and listen. Now, and another beautiful thing is I feel like that's when they're most open to learning some of the life lessons that we present.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of that pillow talk concept,
Yeah.
right? So we have themes of developing gratitude, developing compassion, learning how to let go of worries, learning how to deal with frustration, anger, body relaxation theme, another theme of breathing, like deep breathing for relaxation. And the last theme is self-empowerment and self-love.
Wow. You're so right. That night, it's funny. It's bedtime for me is both the worst and the best time. It's like
Totally.
I can't wait for it to show up so that I can go relax on the couch.
Yep.
And then, I find myself like wanting to stay a little bit longer because we're talking about his day. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, if it's, and I think the key is having something to look forward to at bedtime for both of you, and it sounds like this would be a great tool to do that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's as an Alexa skill right now.
Okay.
Most people aren't really sure what an Alexa skill is yet. It's up and coming. It's basically like an interactive audio app for the Alexa speaker, for the Echo speaker by Amazon. So if you have one of those little Echo speakers, it's, hey Alexa, open Cool Koala skill. And then it'll open up the skill and hey, it's Ryan and here with my good friend Cool Koala. And we've got all these animal characters that represent different challenges, Cranky Cat and Worried Walrus and Busy Beaver. So it's really fun. It's a really kid-friendly approach. It uses my music in the background. So what I love about the guided meditations, not only is it calming and relaxing and helps make bedtime a lot easier, but we're teaching these life lessons in a very kid-friendly way, and it incorporates that soothing, resting heart, 60 beats per minute resting heart rate music that can be really calming to the nervous system.
Wow, that's amazing. And when you and I first started chatting about this, one of the things you told me is you're like, I've started using some of these skills in my own life, right? Like how much you've learned and just the time that you've put into making really specific meditations that just make for a more beautiful life, and how that translate not just to your kids, but to yourself.
Yes, I'm 4 in the morning. I woke up this morning and my mind started rattling today, which is a lot. I got a lot going on this week. Let's
Yeah.
just say a lot of big projects, deadlines, big decisions, and 4 in the morning I wake up and my mind starts to spin on some of them,
Yeah.
in kind of a worried way, worried, anxious way. And so not only did I use my um, letting go of worries concept that I teach, which is basically a cognitive behavioral strategy called compartmentalization, which is basically taking your worry and placing it in a box and saying, hey, I don't need to focus on this right now. I can open up that box later when the business day starts and when I'm willing and ready to make these decisions. I don't need to let it keep me up at 4 in the morning. So you visualize yourself placing that worry in a box, closing it up, locking it, saying, I'll open that up at 9 a.m. And then I started with some of my deep breathing, you know, uh, in through, in for 4 seconds, out through, exhale for 6 seconds, things like that. And wow, it really, really helped me. I fell back asleep and woke up at my usual time
Wow.
around 5:15, 5:30. And I was like, okay. Oh, I'm so glad that worked because, sometimes you like do some of these things and it's just like, come on, when am I going to fall back asleep? When is it going to
Yes.
work?
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's huge. And if we can teach our kids to do that now, I mean, imagine, the benefits of sleep are just incredible, but they're going to have a healthy relationship with sleep and going to bed, which is only going to serve them for their whole lives.
Yeah, sleep is the foundation of health and so important. And I think about that all the time. I'm just like, wow, I I wish I learned these skills that I've been learning over the past, 20 so years, my 20s, 30s, 40s. I wish I learned those when I was 7, 8, 9, 10. They would have served me so well. And all these deep breathing and relaxation and dealing with anxiety and stress and helping sleep and developing compassion and gratitude, all these quality of life things that the field of positive psychology and just we all know it helps you lead a more fruitful, happy, peaceful life.
Absolutely. Well, I have two questions for you. One is, what is the intended, age stage of development for a child to really start, listening to Cool Koala? And then second, how would you encourage a parent to use this when they're in the hospital and sleep is hard to come by, or maybe when their child is dealing with an illness? How do you kind of see those working together?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I would love to have more kids who are in the hospital setting use skills like that, whether it's mine or someone else's. No,
Yeah,
no,
right.
no ego here. I'm just thinking of the well-being of the kids. Ours are geared more towards, I would say, age 4 to 8, 4 to 9,
Okay.
um, and because they have all the fun kind of like animal characters that are a little
Mm-hmm.
kid-like, so perfect for that age. Would a 10, 11-year-old think it's a little childish with like Busy Beaver or Worried Walrus? I don't know. I guess it depends, but I could see that
Yeah.
happening. Whether it's Cool Koala or some other guided meditations on YouTube or somewhere else, I just think that it's such a beneficial, wonderful, beautiful thing to introduce this to a child who's struggling with pain and with worry and anxiety and difficulty sleeping. Something like that can be so helpful.
Yeah. And I completely agree. And, what I like about it is the routine of it all. And that we know that when things are up in the air and you're feeling a bit anxious and there's a lot on the line, like having this kind of calming bonding ritual to come back to with your child is, and you're doing the work for us, right? Like all we have to do is lay there,
Pretty much.
which is my favorite way to meditate whenever I've tried meditation. I'm not one who can sit with my back straight. Like I am in a dark room with a blanket on me, and that seems to be what works best. So that's sleep. So that's great. Um, so do you have a favorite meditation? I'm sure you love all of them. You put so much hard work into them, but what's one that you really love? And is there a specific one that parents should start with, or how do they go about implementing this, let's say tomorrow?
Wow, that's a great question. Oh, there's so many that I love. I mean, I love the worry box. I love the worry
Okay.
box one, and I took that from a local therapist who's this amazing published author. She's Joanne Hansen, I believe is her name. She's amazing, and so she had this whole concept of the worry box, and that guided meditation is really lovely. I also love the gratitude garden, where I lead the child into a garden, and we use all our senses. We smell the flowers, we hear the birds, we feel the sun on our face, and then there's this little magic pot of seeds, and they take a seed and hold it up to their heart and think of a person that they love and are grateful for having, and they throw that in the dirt. And then they take another seed and they think of their favorite animal or pet, and they feel that in their heart and plant that. They take another seed and they think about their favorite thing about themselves, right? So we're combining gratitude with self-empowerment and self-love, and they plant that, and this rain comes, and this magical cloud pours rain for a few seconds, and then they all start growing up into these majestic, beautiful flowers. It's things like that that I really enjoy writing and producing, and feel like the kids really take to that.
Oh, that's beautiful. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so excited for all of the people that are going to, benefit from what you've done. So you told us that if we want to start with this, we need to walk up to our little Alexa, Echo Dot, whoever it is, and say, Alexa, open Cool Koala skills. And that will just start us on our journey.
Yes, and we're weeks away from launching the app of it too. We realize not everyone
Sweet.
has Echo speakers, and although you can use the Alexa app on your phone, if you have an Amazon account, all you need to do is download the Amazon Alexa app, and then you can hit the little microphone button on there and talk into it, open the Cool Koala skill, and then you can have it
Oh, okay.
right there. So, but we really wanted to make it accessible for everyone. So we're launching the app. We're so excited about that. We're weeks away, so I'm really excited about that
Yay.
as well. We have the website for people to kind of check out and sample some of the meditations, which is right now it's coolkoala.co. We also I think we're also linking coolkoalabedtime.com, but I would say the safe one for now is
Cool
coolkoala.co.
Koala. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And if people want to follow along with you, your company's called The Rhythm Tree. It's kind of your private practice, but where can we continue learning more about what you do and what you create and bring to the world?
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. Almost every social media channel, Ryan Judd Music, I'm on there. You can just
Okay.
search Ryan Judd Music, and that's my handle. You can check out my music therapy work at therhythmtree.com, and you can check out my personal music, my more artistic music, at ryanjuddmusic.com.
Great. And you taught me how to spell the word
Oh,
rhythm, and I
yeah.
just want to thank you for that.
That's a tricky one. Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ryan. We've loved having you here, and I can't wait to see where Cool Koala
Thanks
goes.
so much, Katie.
Thank you for listening to the Child Life on Call podcast. I'm your host, Katie Taylor, and you can follow us at Child Life on Call on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Please rate and review to make it easier for other families to find us. We have cute merch available at www.bonfire.com/store/childlifeoncall, and you can listen to more episodes and find resources at childlifepodcast.com.